So hello fellow banknote collectors, this is Glenn, back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the 1999 $100 note and what the actual prices are. So here I have a relatively uncirculated example that I've kept for many years, and quite frankly, if you get a banknote that is in damaged condition, so it has a lot of folds and it has a lot of paint generally missing from the top and bottom where it actually scrapes on wallets and tills and other places, and usually where it actually gets folded, the fold side actually gets worn first. So let me get another banknote and we'll just have a look. So you can see where this one has actually been folded there. So you got the fold there. So this side will actually get worn first because it's actually raised, and the fold here on that side would actually get worn probably the least because it's actually quite protected. And you can see they usually have a lot of wear. You can see the wear that's actually occurred on top of the actual banknote. So if you get a banknote in that condition, it better be a first and last prefix or have a good serial number. Apart from that, these are actually all spenders. So when we're talking about spenders, we're talking about just go to the shop and spend it or put it in the bank. So that's basically what banknotes you should actually keep now. So the 1999 was actually printed from, here we have the information. For the first serial number is AA and the last prefix is JK. So this one is DJ, so it's in the CG to EL range. So there's a million banknotes, or 999,998 banknotes printed for each of these runs between CG and EL. And I believe the last prefix is M, so as you can see there, EL, M. So you got AA to AM, then you have JA to JK. So there is no KL, there is no L and M for the J series. And as you can see, that actually has a lot less run. And if you need to read these, you start at 99 or whatever with the nines and you go backwards to 0. And as you can see, there is no 000, 000 for any of these banknotes. They might have printed them for test purposes, but they actually did not keep them, and they were actually probably not on the sheet. So I'm not too sure if that's actual case. That's just me guessing. So the actual features of the banknote, and I have to declare this is actually my favourite banknote because it's actually superbly designed. It's way better than the $50, which I think is probably the worst of the series. And we have in the window we have a lyrebird, which lives up north where I am, up at King Lake. There's actually used to be quite a few, but since the 2009 bushfires, a lot of them have actually not returned. So then we have the watermark, which is the coat of arms. We have the opera singer, Dame Melly Melba, and she passed away around about 1930. And here she is in a operatic dress, so performing or whatever type of opera she actually does. And I actually like the patterns that actually go around. So this banknote actually is a lot better designed than a lot of the other banknotes that we actually have in circulation. And we have her signature. The design element is based on Melly Melba's signature. Okay, it appeared on a program in 1926, so it's taken from a form guide that was actually at the opera. And this is Her Majesty's Theatre, based on a photo in 1903, and Her Majesty's Theatre is in Sydney. A performance at this theatre in 1911 was the highlight of her career. So Australian Concert Hall. And concert tour program for 1902. That's what the actual N and M. Is that N and M? Yeah, Nellie Melba. And you can see this banknote actually doesn't have a name of her. That was actually placed over here, which I'll show it on the other series. I'll make a comparison. So this one is not an error. Sometimes you get people asking, oh, it doesn't have a name. Is that an error? No. All banknotes before 2002 don't actually have their name. From 2002 to currently, they all have the name of the actual person. Because a lot of people get these banknotes and go, oh, who's this woman on the banknote? I have no idea who she is. And then we have, on the reverse, we have Sir John Monash. And he was actually a field general, can't remember. Let's have a look. Sir John Monash, he's just a military commander. This was from a photograph taken in 1912. So he passed away around about 1930. Then we have the Rising Sun badge. So that's that part here. And these are all, to actually use these on products that you need. So the Slouch Hat, the Anzac Rising Sun, you actually need permission from the Commonwealth Government, because these are all protected to make sure people don't actually abuse what these actually represent. And I pretty much agree with that. And then we have the cavalry, so the mounted cavalry soldiers. And we do have motorized infantry, and that's basically what they are now. This is from the First World War. And in the background we have Simpson and his donkey. So Simpson's there, donkey, and he actually operated in Gallipoli in 1915. He actually got killed in Gallipoli. And he actually took wounded soldiers to where the medical operations were in the background. And he actually was not armed. And here we have some more mounted infantry, and we have the Anzac badge that they actually use on their uniforms. Then we have the Lyrebird again. And over here we have artillery. So this is actually taken from a photo in 1917. It's entitled Artillery in Nouvelle Valley. I actually butchered that. And this is a 18-pounder field gun of the 2nd Australian Division. Attack on the Hindenburg line. So that was the actual German line, actually was part of their major defences. Then we have security feature, which is this. So 7-pointed star. If you hold it up, you can actually see. There are UV, but I don't have a UV lamp. Maybe I'll make a... I've been saying to get a UV lamp, but I just keep on forgetting. And is there anything else that we actually have? So security features. IntelliGo print. And then we have... the background is actually another security feature, so all this background, it's actually quite nice, and there actually is UV. So over this side is actually a UV 100 right about in this position. And someone said to use a pointer, so maybe I'll use a pointer now. And then we have micro printing. So micro printing and UV, so there's just a lot of different features that are actually pretty much out of date now, and that's why they're actually going to issue the new $100 tonight, this year, not tonight. So the values of these banknotes, I have only seen 2 listings currently on eBay. And here we have an uncirculated AI, so that's general prefix, for $120, and another one which is last prefix for $195. So, and then we got some other banknotes that I'm not really going to take any consideration in. So, for a last prefix, $195, Another one for 120. Now I do see on the internet that we do have banknotes with other values. So this one is valued at 220, but these have not sold, so I don't actually consider them as the actual value of the banknote at the time, because if someone wants to buy it for that price, yeah, up to them, but basically it hasn't sold, so obviously people are not willing to buy at that price right now. I could be wrong. They could have just newly listed this because it doesn't have any when it was actually listed. But anyway, that's just one example of a banknote that's actually has probably higher prices than actually people are willing to pay. So as the 1999 banknote was actually kept probably in stock for over a few years. So the next series was the 2008, so that's another 9 years that you could have actually collected these in uncirculated condition. And even now you probably come across some in actually good condition. But basically, if you actually kept the banknote in 1999 and you wanted to sell it now, to actually get its value back from 1999 to 2019, you need to actually have a sell price of $168.25. Then you got fees and whatever else you need to actually put on top of that. So probably to break even, you probably need to sell it for at least $180 to $190. So basically, keeping these banknotes from 1999, even in uncirculated, as we've seen before, it costs $120. You'll be losing value, even. So I do not recommend actually keeping just general prefix banknotes in uncirculated condition. Maybe when markets improve, they'll actually increase in price, but yeah, I doubt it very much. The first and last prefix, as we saw in what sold on eBay, is actually it does keep its value, and probably any good serial numbers, so repeaters, radar banknotes, and all that, or the other type of good serial numbers they actually look good, so you actually know when you actually get it. So basically that is what you should be getting for your $100 banknotes. So if I actually try and sell this now, I'll probably get about $120 and $130. So in the long term, you'd lose out if you collected these type of banknotes. That's why I actually don't recommend collecting normal prefix banknotes in anything under uncirculated condition, and then only collect probably 1 or 2 of each year uncirculated condition. Definitely don't collect a whole run, like $1,000 worth of sequential banknote numbers, because if you have a look at the older paper banknotes, they don't keep up with the inflation really. They usually barely make the inflation figures, and in the long term you're probably just gonna lose out. So that is the 1999 banknote, and what you should actually be looking for when you actually collect them, or not to collect. Anyway, if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I will answer it. And also, if you enjoy this series, please do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let me know down below as well what other Australian banknotes you'd actually like to see. I'm doing the polymer series at the moment, but later on I'll get on to the actual paper series when I get through a fair chunk of the polymer series, because I've got quite a few banknotes to actually go through. Anyway, thank you very much and have an awesome banknote collecting time. Thank you and bye bye.